I really owe my passion for cars to my neighbor growing up. I remember when he was in high school, he bought a 1973 Datsun 510. I would spend my early teenage years in his garage helping him fix it up. In fact, the first fabrication job I ever did was building a plexiglass center console for his 510. So by the time I turned 15, I saved up a few bucks and I bought my first car. It was a 1965 VW Squareback. My intention was to obviously chop the top, and I did so. Made it right-hand drive and really just fell in love with working on the car and really learned to appreciate a lot of the German engineering and the air-cooled, the simplicity. It was a great experience. After finishing that car, I was lucky enough to get it into VW Trends magazine and did a couple of the bug-in shows. Got a lot of thumbs up and people really dug it. So that really inspired me to continue my passion of trying to create custom cars and just make things a little different that people would take a second glance at. So I always kept my eye on Porsches in the Recycler magazine, if people remember that. And one day I found the ad, and it was a 1957 Porsche Speedster that was in my price range. Or I should say I could borrow half of the money to buy it, and I did. Brought it home on a trailer, boxes and boxes of parts, but I was stoked. I finally had a real Porsche Speedster of my own, and spent the next 10 years pretty much every weekend, every holiday in the garage restoring it. Had to do all the rust repair, floor pan, you name it, everything. As the restoration of the Speedster was coming to the end, the only part I was missing were the Speedster seats. So I ended up borrowing an original Speedster seat from a friend, and I used those as my patterns and my templates to produce my own. I ended up making a fiberglass shell with sheet metal bases at the bottom of the seat, and that's where the name Fibersteel came from. To me, that Spyder was the perfect sports car. Super lightweight, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, built on a tube chassis with a low center of gravity. Man, it was like street-legal Formula V. The more I started reading up on original 550 Spyders, the more I realized, man, my car's missing a lot of details. These cars back in the day were really plain. So I began to create all the little parts that made my car start to come alive. People really liked the parts I had on my car, so I decided to pursue fabrication full-time, making parts for 356s and 550s out of my garage, and eventually going into the shop I have today. I've always had a great passion and appreciation for the craftsmanship and engineering that Porsche put into their cars, and wanted to pay homage to that by making parts the way they did back in the 50s. So of all the Spyders that we've built and worked on in the past 25 years, this one is very special. What makes this one so special is that it was tooled off an original 550 Spyder back in 1975. About 15 years ago, I found all that tooling and I bought it. My goal was to start creating a real accurate dimension, body shape, and detail 550 Spyder. So driving the 550 Spyder is about as raw as it gets. I mean, this car is purely mechanical. You feel every bump in the road. You feel the shift knob in your hand going through the lever. You can almost feel the gears engaging. You press the accelerator and the thing just starts to move because it's so light. Taking the turn at a high speed is always a real thrill because you're riding on these old style bias ply tires. They're only about 3 1/4 inch wide, and this is when men were men. They used to race on these tires at full speed in all different kinds of weather conditions. Really makes you hold on to the wheel, and you have to know the car. You have to feel every little twitch and every little bump, and you have to be prepared to correct if that tire just breaks loose even just a little bit. You're ready to downshift, you're ready to pump that brake if you need to. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about these cars, and some of that passion runs in the family. In fact, right now, I'm really excited. My oldest son, Nick, has recently come aboard to help me run the shop. I'm extremely excited to see what lies ahead and fully believe we'll be able to bring these cars into production in the near future.